Hi folks, still don't know how to fix my clock. So it's about 4:40, still March 11th, still Tuesday, still 15 degrees centigrade. Sun's off my battery, so it's not completely charged, and this one says 61, 62 degrees, so there we are. What did I do with myself today? Well, the other day I finished up the fender. See how nice it is? I mean, it does have some interesting divots and so forth in it, but it's all polished up, cleaned up, but that's as far as I'm going with it. So there you have it. So there's the front fender done, and the two side fenders are done. I just have to put this piece back on, and that's sitting on the floor over there, and all of this is done. Aren't we happy? Okay, so that's first of all. Second of all, remember I talked about the front tire that came off of this thing? Well, there it is over there. This guy. So while I was removing tires, I got all kinds of big on removing tires. And I don't know if you guys have ever used one of these things. I know Musty One has one. I think maybe even the exact model. And for those of you who care about these things, that's what it says, universal bead breaker, right? It says it's out of Texas. It even gives a phone number there if you want to buy one of these. The way it works is, I got so crazy, I broke all the tires with beads on them, with wheels on them. You basically set this up in here. One-handed man. Slide this in. See that little thing there? You actually have the wheel up against it. And then actually, like that, this thing comes down and you use it to break the bead. See that nice long handle here? Well, in some of these, the bead doesn't break that easy. So then there's the small annoying dog way of breaking a bead, and let me show you. That involves setting it up like this, and then getting over here and jumping up and down on that. And you normally start off by gently putting your weight on it. And then as time passes and the bead doesn't break and you rotate the tire a couple of times, then you start uttering profanities on it and bouncing a little quicker, 2, 3 bounces and a profanity. And the next thing you know, you're hopping up and down like a small annoying dog, humping your girlfriend's leg when she comes over to visit, and screaming profanities. Well, at some point, you will succeed when you're doing that, of breaking the bead, at which time this thing kind of collapses down and off to the side. The whole thing rotates, and you fall on the ground right here. Luckily, the ground's soft, so I've perfected taking tires off the wheels, as you can see. There goes a few of them. Another comment, I've discovered there are different kinds of wheels. You have these kind of wheels. See the little bump here and the little bump here. Very nice for tubeless tires. They're meant for tubeless tires. Here's another example of one. Right? Bump, bump. Very nice tubeless tires. Then you have the split rims. How could you tell you're going to have a split rim? And let me show you on this guy over here as I march through the mud. First of all, see all those bolts inside of there? There's 8 of them. These here, those 2, and the top 2, they actually hold the wheel to the hub. And then these here, those actually hold the hub together. So that's one way you could tell, because there's all these bolts in here. The second way is you Slide your finger across the rim. Right, you got no raised area on either side. See the way that is? And once again, if you look at the back, you can kind of, well, I don't have the camera shadow in there. You see the extra bolts on the back of it. So you have the hub bolting through one way, and then you have the bolts on the other side. So that means this needs a tube. Actually, though, I'm not feeling a tube in there. But anyway, maybe it's still tubeless, but those are the split rim versions. Something else, if you take a tire apart, and somebody was nice enough to put Fix-A-Flat or something equivalent in there, you end up with all this piles of crap. And that came from this one, which was actually the front wheel off of this guy, the 2512 by 9. So that's how I amused myself today, taking tires apart. A lot of fun. I really actually hate playing with tires. I'd rather go see a proctologist known as Captain Hook than mess with tires. They always annoy me. First of all, normally I whack myself somehow with between the tire changing equipment, the iron, the screwdriver. I normally end up drawing blood. This time I didn't, though. I did have a nice bone-jarring fall, so that'll give me something to think about the next couple of days when everything hurts. But a question. How far does one have to go with these surfaces here to get the tire to seal? Do the tires seal relatively easily, or does one have to be perfect with these? I'm thinking that if they're kind of crappy, that the tire's not going to seal well, and then I'm going to have trouble. And given that, I'm wondering if I should just say I give up now and pop a tube into it. Put a brand new tire on the front and pop a tube into it, and then be rid of this whole problem, right? Normally, if you do a nice job cleaning things up when you put a tube into it, the tube doesn't get trashed, and the whole thing works. And should the tube get a tiny little hole in it, if you hit the tube with Fix-A-Flat, normally they patch easier than a tire. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. If you guys have any comments, please share them with me. I'm no expert on tires. I seem to be an expert of having one-of-a-kind tires. WTBM123 had a real good idea for this tire. I started sniffing around for a replacement, and this one, from sitting flat, got all cracked and destroyed. But this one here looks good, right? No cracking or anything. So he suggested putting it on eBay, and as a matter of fact, I'd probably put them both on eBay. Let whoever buys it get that one rim apart. Because there's probably some other poor sap out there who has a single flat tire, looked that tire up, realized that it's $150 plus tire, and says, oh crap, what do I do now? So that was a real good idea. So I need to get moving on it. The last thing about playing with wheels is you start looking at, if I want to swap wheels from bike to bike and all, what do I need to do? And very quickly it became annoying, and let me tell you why. This front wheel, and I'm not positive this is the way you measure it, but I think you go across the center point and you go from side to side. Anyway, I have 150 millimeters from side to side for this one. Right? Your standard, the standard 200S rear ends, the 2211-8, I think the standard stuff, I think those are, I'm almost positive those are standard hubs. I'd have to crawl through the snow and search out to be absolutely positive, but I'm pretty sure these are standard hubs. Anyway, they appear to be 130s. This is another standard wheel. See if it goes on. Yeah, I think it goes right on there. Yeah, looks like it's good. So anyway, those are 130. The rear end I bought most recently has 140s on it. I think those are 130s too. This guy, the 200X, the bolt pattern is 110s. And this guy, you can see it has 2 bolt patterns. You got a 3, and then you also have the 4. Right, and if you look at the back side, you can see it's one of those old versions. See, got a little wildlife going on in here too. There goes the spider. Anyway, between these two, between those two, if you go across the center, you're looking at 100s. So, there we are. There are the choices for this stuff. I need to do just a little more research. I think BTM Go-Karts has some used takeoffs that I could possibly put on here. I gotta be positive with the measurements. I gotta go look at the website and then come back. The used takeoffs on wheels, steel wheels, gray wheels, look just like those wheels, are $30 each and $25 shipping. So that would mean for basically $85, I have this thing on 2 nice, almost new. They're not new. They're takeoffs, but 2 almost new tires, 2-ply go-kart type tires. So are they as aggressive as what's on there? No, but they'll be more. I don't know. Do I have a tread pattern that looks like it? Yeah, I think the tread pattern will be more like this, or like a lawnmower style. Right? Could you guys see that? Or like that. You know, one of those two. And the cool thing about having that kind of tread style, especially square like that, you can bring it into a turn, downshift, and really, really slide around nice. Especially if they're short. I think they're only 20 inches tall. I think they were 20. I think they were 20 by 11 by 8 or 20 by 10 by 8. So I think that'll. I have some more research to do to see if I'm going to be able to get them on there. If to get them on there, I have to drill them or whatever. So I got to put in a little bit more before I'm positive. But for $85, I'll fix this problem. This situation, I think I have 2 rims more or less ready to go. Unfortunately, they don't match. Right, that one's a silver one. This one is a gold one. This one needs to still be cleaned up. So does that one. But I think I have 2 rims, or I'll use those, or I'll grab a set of tires from one of these guys for the back. I ordered a new front tire, actually a pair of front tires, because I need another one of those 25-inch front tires elsewhere. The pair comes from, they were an eBay deal. 2 tires delivered to the house, 2 plies, and they were Nancos, which I think that's what these are. I think these guys are Nancos. Yep, those are Nancos. The one-handed man isn't as strong as he used to be. Yep, there you go. See, Nanco. These were reasonable. They might even be from the same company. I seem to remember the tire company. I think it was called Green Tire Company, Echo Green. Anyway, just look up Nanco, Nanco tires, all-terrain tires on eBay, and you'll see some of his listings. It was green something tire. Echo Green Tire, or just Green Tire, something like that. I don't know green as in he means the Green Mountains of Vermont, or green as in he's environmentally a good guy, which means he probably doesn't start his brush fires by filling tires with gasoline and lighting them. So I'm not quite sure which green he is, but whatever. So there goes some of the tire stuff. Back to it. For you guys who regularly mount, dismount, and play with tires, how much time do you put into cleaning this up? I guess maybe I'm answering my own question when I say this. My concern about cleaning this whole thing all up, all beautiful and so forth, when you slide the tire on, you kind of gouge the paint up anyway. So it's not like you really get it all that pretty and nice. I know some people use like rubber cement or something. They really grease the bead up with, before they let the tire seal against it, they grease it up with rubber cement, and their belief is that really takes care of things. I've done that, and I've had leaks anyway. So I guess my lean is to pop for a set of tubes. Tubes are about 15 bucks each. So I'm thinking of popping tubes on the front. Why are those tires out there? Because they're not worth keeping, and I'm pushing them over the side. This tire was on that wheel, and it's part of a mat set. And I put a tube in it, and the tube went flat because I didn't feel around in the tire and realized that while it was flat, a mouse moved into it. It was off the bead and flat. I didn't realize that while it was flat, a mouse went in there and filled the whole tire up with nuts. So when I put the tube into it and rode it around on the tube, the nuts poked holes in the tube, so I ended up with a flat anyway. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to put a tube into a tire and you're not exactly sure what caused the flat, like if you're sure the flat's caused because the sidewall's cracked, that's one thing. But if you're not sure of why the tire went flat, you might want to completely dismount it, as I did there, and feel around inside to make sure you don't have a nail or something else going on, because it really sucks fixing tires, and it really, really sucks when you got to fix them twice because you left a nail in there, or in my case, a bunch of nuts. I don't know if you guys could see them. I mean, just, there's like a bunch of that crap in here. There you go. Right, there were nuts, and right, just put my hand in now, shit, so I gotta remember to inhale deeply, get some of that Headers virus, or whatever it's called, HEPA virus. Alright folks, so you all know what I've been up to. Thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. I'm about to go into a 4-day shift, but I really don't feel like I got 4 days in me, so I'm probably going to do Saturday night as a vacation day, but if I can't get it off, it'll be a couple of days before I get another video out. Sorry about that. Or who knows, maybe I'll show up tomorrow and they'll lay me off. Then you'll be watching my videos all the time because I'll have nothing better to do. Anyway, folks, take care. Live, love, and have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Remember not to fall on your ass, to crash your toys, do any of that stuff, unless, once again, you get video of it and it's really cool, and, you know, you get 1 million views, and then you could retire because you made a fortune. Anyway, take care. Bye now. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing.